Well, it looks like my power's back on, but I'm probably it's probably still gonna be such a hassle to get me to it. So maybe I
Right.
should just keep. I wiped my PC, so yeah, I'd have to re-download Twitch, re-download the pack, launch the pack, get the right server.
Zombie. Multiple zombies. Three zombies. Armored zombie. Ooh, free armor. But I think it's gold armor, so it's worthless. Good leveling sword, though. Jesus Christ, another three zombies.
You there?
Yeah.
It's been
Ooh, iron shovel.
I got.
It didn't drop. I swear, is there a zombie spawner or something nearby?
The word I was looking for last time we were here was farm. I just couldn't quite wrap around it. Just couldn't quite. My head couldn't quite wrap around it.
What?
Farm.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing is, like, most of this place is pretty well lit up, so it's like, why you spawn zombies? And why is your tracking so good?
We just chilling in Cedar Rapids. Plus, I think it's fitting that Alex is sharing, anyways. He got us. He found the server first.
Ah! Stealth zombie. Thank you, skeleton.
Gotta watch out for those.
Hmm.
When snow on top of this
All
one
right.
takes longer to break than the stone itself.
All right. That might actually be
Toss that,
helpful.
toss that.
Granted, granted, I wish I had a bucket of water at the moment, but what the heck? Anything can help at this point. Well, kind of, sort of. Should probably start from the top. Should probably start from the top, or at least whatever has a surface underneath it.
Ooh, he dropped an enchanted bow. And now I'm just gonna retreat a bit so I can heal up. Because I'm down to
Uh,
like 5.5 hearts.
do you have a storm at your end?
A storm?
Or I mean, it,
Is it raining?
it's raining, but I don't know if it's either a thunderstorm or It is so strange. It's not classifying it as such. Every time I try to get into bed.
Oh, it needs to be a storm. Yeah, there needs to be light really for it to storm. Quote.
Well, so
I
far
know
it's
it's
just rain. But now it's getting dark.
If nothing else, this is good training. And I only have three torches. Hold on, let me get to the bed. Up the staircase. I don't have a bed. You'd think I would have had a bed, unless someone stole my bed. Which is entirely possible.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I get the feeling at least two of us was more focused on the crafting aspects rather than legit shelter, legit sleeping positions last time. Anyway, hello and welcome to Yoda Soda Creations, the podcast group of friends to overtime the business talking movie TV held recent on the news desk. Well, even though none of us are familiar with Kenny Rogers, here's something that will at least give me some respect for him. Apparently, his gambler nickname is going to be the new name for one of the for a recent acquirement from the acquirements by the Kentucky Steam Heritage Corporation. Granted, I'm the only one that's going to be. Granted, I'm the only rail fan in the room, but that should at least account for something.
Gotta keep one of us up on it.
Oh god, it's like I'm so used to like the mod stuff, like scroll wheel or take items and middle click sorting. It's like
So slow.
I know.
Now it's like that for me when I go back to beta, where it like drag and drop everything. Like, no shift click, no tab, nothing. All just drag, drop, place. And then like dropping items, you have to click, move it out of your items. Everything is just real so boring, hard, annoying. Well, tedious. How about that? That's the best way to put it. It's tedious. Everything is so tedious. There's no
Oh hey, I found a spawner. That's a spider spawner. Yeah, those are like the. Oh god. And the chest has an enchanted book. It's a cursive binding.
That's like the most useful.
It's like, wow, this is worthless.
Wow, this is worthless. You're using your new.
Well, at least it's relative. Oh, I found a PvP arena.
My Little Pony PvP. That doesn't sound like friendship.
And I can't light up any further areas because it's claimed by the PvP arena.
Well, here's something interesting. Apparently, Snyder's name is tagged with the Justice League again.
Oh yeah, he's doing a Batman vs Superman commentary thing.
AFK.
Weird name change, but okay, if that's what you want. Was that gasp in the game or something coming from one of your audios?
To me, it's strange because to me it smells like a sequel was on the works. Anyway, well, there's another Phineas and Ferb movie on the way. Cadence
I
versus
heard that.
Candace Candace versus Candace versus Universe. Well, apparently, Candace versus
Oh
Universe
shit!
will apparently have
It's still darkish out. Shit! Run! 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 Run!
well, apparently one interesting little spoiler for that would be that Doofenshmirtz is apparently going to become an ally in that. Just a minute. Also, Hercules is apparently going to get the Broadway treatment.
Oh. Okay, I think I'm safe. I should not have come outside.
Bad move,
Slash
bad move.
home. Just gonna shut the door. And never go outside again.
Let me just close that and just leave that closed forever. Didn't need a door anyways. Doors are overrated.
Yeah.
There's a new Angry Birds series coming out called Summer Madness.
That's still going? I guess there's movies. How popular is the app still? I wouldn't know. I haven't played an Angry Birds game in a small amount of time.
I haven't played an Angry Birds game since.
I think the last time I cracked one was vertical vertical slingshot vertical classic classic vertical where the classic vertical bubble thing.
I'm trying to remember the name of the place. It's like one of those games where you eat food and play games.
Well, good thing I'm in the air.
Oh, is that a zombie? You.
But like the last time I played one of those is at one of those places is to win tickets.
Oh, arcade.
No, wait, I'm thinking Flappy Bird. Never mind. Angry Birds, no, never. Well, it's like bird-based mobile game, and that was the last kind of related thing I've actually played. So that was the first thing to come to mind. My bad. Like, no, never played Angry Birds.
Never?
Nope.
How dare you?
Are you hearing any thunder collapse yet?
Nope.
Well, you could see if it's night. Try doing it. Oh,
Ah.
looks like it's still day.
All right, here's an interesting little bit. Remember when Dragon Slayer had that movie campaign?
Nope.
Well,
Maybe.
well, Ryan Reynolds' name is attached to it now.
Huh.
Also, it's possible Cable may get appearance in the MCU.
Oh, nice.
And this one's a bit old, but apparently Sajak has a apparently Pat Sajak's having some retirement plans within the next few years.
Hmm.
So apparently the brief time we had with Vanna while he was under the weather was a bit of a preview. Also, it's going to be at least another month before the Storm album is released.
Hmm.
Different news, in gaming news. Speaking of gaming, as we're doing gaming, Half-Life Alyx finally released, like Monday. First Valve game, AAA Valve game that they've made in a while. If you don't include what was it called? Like, I even forgot what it was called. That card game, Artifact. If you don't include Artifact, it's the biggest Steam release in like 17 years or whatever. No, I mean like
Yeah, it's like Valve's like, oh hey, didn't we like, I don't know, used to make games or something?
oh yeah, oh yeah, I remember that. That's oh yeah.
Nah, that can't be right.
Son, finally, that thing's gonna burn to death. And here's the casualty report for this week. Though I think the causes are going to vary. Stuart Gordon, William Dufris, Albert Uderzo, and Mark Blum.
What was this for again?
Casualty report.
Oh,
Though I suspect different causes, and not just the pandemic, or not the pandemic itself. So yeah, as you may have noticed, at least one of us is unfortunately a little in a bit of a situation at the moment.
yeah, I did get my power back just like 5 minutes ago, but it cut out, so I couldn't download all the necessary mod packs, such, and launchers. Get this up. a reasonable time. I don't want to hold us off till 12 again. So it was not worth it.
Sounds fair. And also, and also, this is our quote unquote send off for Mine Little Crafty, since they're apparently closing doors on the 2nd.
So
Yeah, we
yeah.
haven't done this in months.
Probably should have done that sooner.
Totally.
Oh well. Maybe we'll start our own server. Is the mod pack will still work, right?
Mod pretty much mod pretty much works in a lot of mod pretty much works in a lot of places. I have some other servers on I have some other servers on hand, so we'll probably end up somewhere else. That works for this particular mod.
So there are other alternatives. Just the biggest one.
Not sure if it, don't know if I'd call this the biggest, but
Really? It's bigger.
well, let's just say my search for the EQD server turned up quite a lot of options, or at least there are. Or maybe I couldn't, or maybe I couldn't quite pinpoint it down. I had to search the means, but either way. Sure, why not?
My inventory's full.
At least it's not when you're in a mod pack, your inventory fills up like in 2 seconds. Like you
Yeah, but
spawn in.
you also have additional ways to store stuff.
True, but not usually in the early game.
Okay, good. There's in a billion zombies again. Pumpkin seeds.
Are you speeding up the time if you sleep?
I'm working on getting to bed right now. The process of doing so is I've activated the spider spawner. Making a bed, one thread at a time.
Gotta start some.
So I guess we're not. So I guess we're not going to have suppliers tonight.
Like, gonna have what now?
Suppliers. That's where I got mine.
Oh. Uh, I, I bunkered down in like a swamp or something. I have no idea. I don't have no idea where I am in relation to everything else.
Somewhere in the world. There is a man looking for wool.
And because I had to update, I don't have like the map or anything.
In a world with a man without a
I'll be occasionally checking behind me just in case, zombies show up or something.
Zambies.
Only 4 more.
Ouch. That was too darn close.
You're too slow.
On the on the plus side, notice how the resource on the plus side, notice how the resource pack changes their eyes.
Are they different color?
Nope.
Oh, you're still operating on the regular.
I like how you're holding your like pickaxe sideways.
Because I just updated versions on the thing, so I don't have the new version of the pack.
No. He's blind.
$12. And just gonna. Oh, hey, a creeper! That's right, wander back over that way. Oh, zombie. I'm just gonna run.
Stuff.
I have what I came for. I am noping out of here.
I'm gonna go this way. All right. Don't mind me. Just go about your day.
I'm so putting up that stuff when that thing is gone.
And my Facebook notifications keep squeeing at me.
Ah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, it was only a matter of time before that happened.
I'm a yeeted creeper. Oh, he went boom. I was trying to yeet him off the cliff.
Yeah, yeet.
So apparently my code change in proximity. Interesting.
Oh, right, we can fly in this server. Hey, don't forget, I've been busy on my screen. I haven't really, you know. looked at his. Ooh.
You near each other?
Darn it.
Oh, I thought that was a player. No, that's just smoke. Never mind. Yeah, I don't think he's near me because I'm in a swamp.
Just like a massive fire in the distance.
It's gonna have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Sacrifices.
Someone set the appliance store on fire.
What?
Yeah, the roof is on fire. And the glass has been broken.
They're like, arson.
Yeah, it's like T-H appliance store with no E. This is a family establishment. Ask Rebel Appliance if you want to play Death Trivia.
Death trivia.
I'm not allowed to open doors.
That's gonna be hard to buy things
Shop
in.
if you can't get in, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Maybe
I'm
that's why they
flying
broke the
so
window.
fast.
Maybe that's why they burned the roof
Be
down.
quick.
They're
Oh,
trying to get
good.
inside the
Didn't
device.
trigger anything. It's a good time, so I'm gonna do the safe thing. Or try to.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That chest's been raided. Yeah, I mentioned like with role playing games, like with the Minecraft server, if you've been gone for several months and then suddenly come back, you have no idea where anything is, where you are, what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, usually you're like, especially if you logged off in a cave,
Yeah.
I'd be like, where the heck?
That is the worst. That would be the worst case scenario. I'm so thankful that we. So thankful that. But at least we're not back at square one.
Yay!
Clear.
Alright, I need a saddle. I made a new friend. And I had to leave him.
It is My Little Pony. Ratatata.
Sorry, we should probably talk about the episode.
Wait, what?
Oh yes, we're back to Everybody Falls this week uh, with
Yeah, that thing we
Irra-
watch occasionally.
Irrational Treasure.
Kind of a classic. I mean, again, I'll say it's a classic, but it's, I mean, all of these are classics because all of the episodes
Yeah.
are really good. Jokes are very consistent, very good. They're
Yeah.
punchy. I mean, it had us all laughing. I was keeping track of how many times we laughed genuinely, and it's pretty consistent.
What? Um,
most of, most of the jokes hit.
I hate to interrupt you, but I found a raid party in the middle of the ocean.
Ah,
Like,
they're just going for a little swim.
what?
I've occasionally seen them I've occasionally seen them in practice.
Ah, just one of those weird things that occasionally happens.
Eh, sounds about right. They have a tendency to cross rivers and things like that.
But in the middle of the ocean.
Well, they've make well seeing them well basically seeing them and getting in contact with water is nothing too unusual for me.
Okay.
Not quite finished what I have to do.
Ooh, this is a nice area.
But yeah, story was pretty good. The message was okay. Uh, a bit normal if you think about it. A bit average on the messaging. Like for average for a show, right?
Yeah.
Not that it's bad, but it's just nothing too deep, right? It's safe sort of.
Right.
Um,
Let's just hope that those holes aren't big enough for any.
it might be is it I like the kind of the joke with Dipper at the end of the episode. That was fun. Do you want to go over the episode?
Sure. So Dipper and Mabel are in the car with Uncle Stan, and they're going along the way. Except, yeah, something's a bit off. People are just all old timey. People are going around in wagons. And Stan realizes just what is going on. It's like, oh no, 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 gotta get out. Yes, it is Pioneer Day. It's like where everyone acts as if it was like the 1800s. It's like, oh god. Yeah, Stan does not like this, and basically says that like, if you two act like this, you're dead to me. So of course they kind of jokingly act like that. It's like, dead to me. So it's all fun. So they have like candle dipping and uh uh the the thing with the gold in the pans. Uh,
Panic
sorry, I'm a
project.
bit stuffy. Yeah, that thing. So I'm a bit stuffy today, so my brain's not like oh. Uh, this is what happens when you have a dusty heater. It's like in the middle of the night, I'll just blow dust everywhere, and it'll be stuffy all day. But yeah, they're having fun, and hey, the opening ceremonies are about to start, so they figure, sure, why not? So of course, doing the opening ceremonies is Pacifica because it was her. Well, she's the. Hold on, let me take a drink. She is the descendant of the founder of Gravity Falls. It's like, hey, anyone want to come up here and show your Founder Day spirit? And people's like, oh yeah. Meanwhile, she is wearing a sweater with dog with a basketball while wearing nacho earrings. So being totally serious.
Eerie.
But hey, she did get the crowd cheering with USA, USA. So gotta give it to her for that. But Pacifica being Pacifica just like insults her and like basically telling her off for being silly. And this Abel does not take this well. So they leave and sit down in front of a statue of Nathaniel Northwest, founder of Gravity Falls. And they just chat and like Abel asks if Dipper thinks she is silly, and it's like, no. So she knows that he's lying, because of course. So she takes off the sweater and like, okay, gonna try to be more serious. But yeah, they're really not liking Pacifica right now. Like, oh, just because she's the descendant of the founder, she gets to be like, eh. But Dipper remembers a thing he read in the book. And the book says the guy might not have actually been the founder of Gravity Falls, but just could not decipher the clues. And inside is like this thing to decode. Like, okay, gonna discover this conspiracy. Behind the statue is the sheriff and assistant. Like, okay, you're trying to uncover the conspiracy. Yeah, we can't have that. So, I've got to go after the kids. So they head over to the library. It's like, Dipper tries to decipher the message, not hieroglyphics, not numerology. Then it gets alchemical symbols, and it's like, oh, hey, this thing's the thing for fire. So raid. I'm sorry. If we set this on fire, surely that'll show the answer. And Mabel, bless her, she's trying to be serious, but she ends up folding it into a hat, which coincidentally was the correct thing to do because that turned it into a map. Like, okay, gotta find that thing. That thing is the art museum. So they go to the museum, and like, we'll have to break in. Hey, here's your free Founders Day pass. Like, we're in.
We're in.
that was a good bit. But yeah, so
poking fun at big movies where it's like you could just go in.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah, so they find the thing they're looking for. It's like trying to figure it out. Like, what is this thing? Mabel ends up figuring out it's just by sitting upside down. Yeah, it wasn't abstract art. It was just upside down, and it's of a statue pointing. So the next stop is the cemetery. Like, okay, this statue is pointing to the next destination. Mabel sticks his finger up her nose. and it bends finger opening up a secret tunnel. You can kind of see a theme going here.
Wait a second.
In that doing the serious stuff is not exactly helping. Being silly is good. So they go down. It's like, okay, gotta watch out for booby traps. Heh, booby. Because of course they had to.
And she steps on a person.
But yeah, they set off the traps, but like they manage to get through and they find a secret cavern and they find the papers that add like, hey, yeah, that guy, he was just some nobody. Like the real founder of Gravity Falls was uh, uh
President 8 and 1/2.
yes. Uh, okay, I'm looking at the top secret sheet like Northwest spoke in a series of grunts and screams and often yelled his trademark phrase, I am going to eat this entire oak tree because I am a powerful wizard. uh, it's the little things you have to like just pause and look up.
And speaking of wizards, you should have seen what was on. You should have seen one of the you should have, if you pay attention to Ian Hanlon's tweet, he did a little something
Oh?
regarding regarding the situation worldwide.
Uh, yeah, I was trying to find the name. So yes, the eighth and a half president, Sir Lord Quentin Trimley III Esquire. Like, who's that? We've never heard of him. It's like, and this is when the sheriff arrives with assistant who took a lot of those tranquilizer darts to the back.
Ooh. Ooh.
I thought
But yes,
you were made of sterner stuff.
But since they've gotten this far, it's like, oh, okay, you already know the guy's name. I have this film reel. Take a look. And basically, it explains that the guy was just plain silly. It's like, was basically considered a national embarrassment. And like, yeah, let's replace this guy. Never speak of this again. But his body was never found. Until now. Yeah, it turns out he thought he could achieve immortality by encasing himself in peanut brittle. Tasty immortality. But yes, their secret mission in this whole time was to find the body of this guy. It's like, and they managed to do it with the help of these two children. But but no one will ever learn of this. Like, what? Are you gonna kill us? Ah, God, no! Yeah, they're gonna be shipped off to Washington. They're not coming back. So yeah, they get stuffed into a crate and they're on a train. And it's like, what to do? What to do? And like, all this is going on. Mabel takes a bit of the peanut butter off, and it cracks, setting him free.
So,
But yes, the president is back. Ah, stuck in a crate-shaped box. Don't worry, he has the perfect solution. His presidential key, it unlocks everything. Yeah, poking the box is not working.
I probably should point out that the pyramid sh- pyramid shaped stuff on the encryptions and the maps and the like. Somehow I felt there was a foreshadowing much.
Yeah. But that's not something we'll get to for another quite a few episodes.
I know it's still early. Yeah, I know it's still early, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing. Clearly, it's a sign of the Illuminati's meddling. But yeah, so okay, key not working. But so
Yeah.
thinking silly has worked so far. So okay, silly. There's a tiny hole. Shove our fingers through it. We'll get squeeze through the hole. Oh right, I should probably mention. Yeah, I forgot. I skipped over but it is relevant. Kind of. Apparently, it's legal in Gravity Falls to marry a woodpecker.
Was. It
And
wasn't. It was legal, but then it got revoked. So now when it's Pioneer Days, they can't. The law can be upheld again.
yeah, I forgot they were doing the whole. What is this car you speak of thing? Uh,
Oh, and that of course led to Stan in Shackles, or whatever that was.
yeah,
Thank goodness for the glasses.
yeah, yeah. Meanwhile, Stan got locked up, and everyone's throwing tomatoes at him, like Gideon, Pacifica, townspeople on Pacifica's orders. It wasn't
It's
really
not a good time
relevant
for
to the
Stan
episode.
today.
Yeah,
Might be one of the reasons he hates Founders Day, or I forgot what it's called. Pioneer Day.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, so they're poking their fingers through the hole, and a woodpecker comes by. And it pecks at one of the planks and it knocks it loose, and the whole it goes collapses. And I like so I'm like, is that my third wife? It's like,
Third.
yeah. So they're out of the crate. Like, okay, time to escape. And they're immediately seen by the sheriff's assistant. Like, okay, the chase is on. And they get to the top of the train, and yeah, they have orders to like. They have to stop them. Except the president never resigned, so he has authority to tell them to take a vacation. And it's like, yeah, this is fine. We're good with this. And let's face it, they do not. They barely take their job seriously.
Officer Blubs.
So yeah, so after all that's over, he makes Mabel a congressman, and he gives Dipper the presidential key. after they get back into nah. Dipper uses the key to free Stan, and Mabel chats with Pacifica a bit, like, "Hey, that guy was the 8.5 president. Like, we discovered a conspiracy. Not so silly now, huh?" But Pacifica's like, "Oh, you poor fool." And yeah, Mabel could tell her like, "Oh, hey, your family's a fraud." But nah. Dipper, on the other hand, like, "Hey, look at these papers. Your family's a fraud. Deal with it."
I love that. That was my favorite. He's like, well, I'm not happy with that, and he just goes off and does it. Like, I love that. I love how it's like it's subversive.
And it's like,
It's like,
"Revenge is underrated. That was awesome."
Yes.
But yeah, also before the president leaves, he gives Dipper a negative $12 bill with his face on it, and we get the famous line, "Wow, this is worthless." Like I've used that, not used. I have seen that quote so often. It's like, yeah.
A bit strange it didn't a bit strange it didn't catch on until a bit strange it didn't catch on when Brave Little Toaster was doing it. You're with us.
But yeah, it's
I
like,
love.
actually, right before Dipper gave told Pacifica the thing, the, and Mabel did like, I've learned that being silly doesn't bother me. It's like Dipper was like, "I didn't learn anything." Like, "Oh, okay there, Applejack."
It is an Applejack moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I hadn't learned anything. I was right the whole time.
Good times.
Everyone's
But
waiting
yeah,
to
it's just
tolerate.
like a overall solid episode.
the Something that rewatching this and stuff really shows me and reminds me is just how solid the writing is. Um,
Yeah, the show's been consistently good.
totally. Like,
Yes.
it's so like the jokes and everything, and the deliveries and the animation are all incredibly polished. Right? Something about uh, Pony is good, right? Pony is good, but a lot of times the jokes aren't always as thought out, or there aren't as large a payoff usually, right?
And every now and then you have a clunker of an episode.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally. And it's different. It's differently in how uh, it's different in how they were made. Obviously, Gravity Falls, their time frames was like it was like basically they said they worked on each episode for about a year total, which is totally, or almost two, they said for some, which is
Wow.
such a different thing from where Pony was like, what, like 5 months or something per episode, if that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That said, they pretty much stuck to their stigma of episode every episode pretty much done in advance, including recording. She doesn't know why animated television did that. Those episodes are recorded like a year in advance. Somebody's gonna pay for this. uh,
And what that extra time leads to, or what that extra development time leads to, is just the jokes and lines are very polished. All the little stuff in the background is really polished, right? Like even the background characters are funny and very consistent, right? Because they have a
Yeah.
lot of time to rewrite and make jokes that are deeper, right? Or that
Yeah,
run through the whole episode.
you could argue that 50% of the production time was quality control.
Yeah, totally. Um, yeah, there's a lot of cut content. It sounds like, and a lot of episodes they scrapped because they weren't quite up to their standards. Like they're like, hey, we didn't like, like it was a good idea, but like we just didn't go through with it. So they had a lot of concepts, whereas a lot of shows, Pony included and stuff, I could keep going back to Pony because obviously they had so much time that they actually almost ran out of ideas, and they were trying to force ways to make more episodes, right?
Yeah.
In some ways, whereas this is it's a new show, right? And it's only 2 seasons, so they're very concise. The jokes need to all fit into this. Character development all happens in an episode. Each episode has a decent amount of character development usually, even if it's just kind of a background episode like this. And
Yeah.
always, it rewards you for watching. I'll say so. Keep an eye out for stuff. And that's another big thing. You were reading the paper, right? There's paper
Hmm.
that like the description of Quentin Tremblay, and it was like a bunch of little jokes in the background that you'd have to pause to read, right?
Actually, that bit would be the wizard. That was Nathaniel.
I was close in my defense, but they fleshed it out, right? Like a lot of shows, they'll have like a document, right, where they point something out, right?
Yeah.
And they only have the writing where you're supposed to read. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas this is like a bunch of extra they had when they were looking at the profile for Nathaniel Northwest or whatever. It
Hmm.
had every extra little, like descriptions of other stuff and like little stuff in the margins that you could actually read.
Yeah, and like a lot of animated shows, typically, but like either they wouldn't even focus on the paper itself, or what you did see would just be like weird scribbles.
Yeah, it wouldn't be English. It'd be some, yeah, garbage. This one, Gravity Falls is a made up city, right?
Yeah.
But it is set in Oregon. So there is
Yeah.
it is set in America, right? It's just not a real city. So it is, I like how it's like not real, but it's skirting reality, right?
Right.
And they talk
But
about the
the
United States presidents and stuff, and it's kind of
yeah,
funny,
but the
right?
fact that that they reward attentive viewers with more funny.
Oh, totally. And if you so yes, so there's that, and then if you're a next level viewer, there's hints in almost every episode towards mysteries, as you've probably heard. And obviously at the start of the episode, there's a different voice at the end of all the intros. So the guy at the end of the intro is different in most episodes if you listen closely,
Hmm.
and they're all something different usually, and they're all hints at usually how to use the hints in deciphering what the codes are. So it's just the amount of detail even in that is nuts. Where like 95% of people are not going to care and not going to see this or see the effort they're putting into that. So to have them go to that extra level of detail is awesome.
Yeah.
You do start to see uh, some character gripes coming up in this. So Mabel is kind of, she's pretty good in this episode, but she's silly, right? And she's kind of silly and too much, right? And that's kind of addressed, right?
Yeah.
And in the end, she kind of doesn't learn much either, right? Dipper kind of states that he hasn't learned anything, right? He's like, I haven't learned anything. What are you talking about? Wow, revenge is awesome. I love that line because that's such an awesome line. Because
Yep.
I mean, revenge is fun, right? So I mean, it's not a lie. A lot of shows, I like that they address that directly, right? In a lot of shows, they'll be like, revenge is not as fun as it seems, right? Or it's bad, right? They don't say
Yeah.
why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's bad because it's usually just not. It's not the moral thing to do usually. But I like how Gravity Falls, and it will continue to do this. But Gravity Falls is not shy of doing jokes like that are against the grain, and it's so funny because it's funnier than it's willing to take risks of a kid show, right?
Mhm.
That's usually my favorite parts in Pony when it's taking risks, and stuff like I don't know, some of the physical gags are always great. Um, Timing is done really well in Gravity Falls. You've noticed probably,
Yeah.
like with physical jokes. That's all right. What are your thoughts on the episode? I've gone down my big point.
You covered most of the.
I think you I think he basically took the words out of our mouth.
Yeah.
You gotta be thorough. What are you thinking of the characters so far? Not much has changed, probably. They've gotten to their archetypes, sort of.
Yeah. Pacifica is definitely the diamond tiara. The chef and assistant are useless.
Oh, I like that. There was like that scene where the robber robbed like a wallet or whatever, and she's like, "My purse."
And the assistant's like, "Hey, I have a bell."
I got a bell. Yay! Is that a commentary? Is that a commentary? Did you just do a commentary?
Nice one.
what are some things that you're looking forward to with the show, or what are some predictions?
Ah, I was wondering. I was wondering. I was wondering when I find some more of those canon skins.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh wow, that is a lot of iron golems.
Iron Wills.
So we got some interesting things coming. Well, I got some interesting things on my side.
Really?
Should have mentioned should have mentioned this earlier. Should have mentioned this earlier. But there was a there was a new fic by Penstroke in the Past Sins universe that basically was basically his take on some things that happened during the movie, as well as
Yeah.
a couple things, as well as a small thing that happened afterwards. But basically, I called it a lot of things that were going to be in it,
Hmm.
or at least some assumptions between the certain OC and of course the my favorite character in the movie.
No spoilers. What?
Oh, and Nate, here's some good news for you. That Midway movie that came out last year
Yeah.
has my mom's approval.
Hey. She watch it?
Yep.
It's a very, very good, very nice. It's got like all the battles. Got got Pearl Harbor. You got the Doolittle raids, and of course you got Midway. It'd be kind of weird if it didn't have Midway, of course. But and having more battle. And it was pretty accurate actually. Not, not like uber realistic, but it's most of the points are realistic. Oh no, oh no, oh geez, oh gosh. A big rupee, 100 buckaroos. Money. They fend follow and get.
Also, I was rewatching a bit of Danny Phantom recently and found something interesting. Apparently, Amy Keating Rogers was Distance. Oh shoot! He's gonna get in.
Hasn't this creeper heard of social distance?
Well, no, he just wants to give you a hug.
Well, I found something interesting while we were watching Danny Phantom. Apparently, Amy Keaton Rogers used to write for them.
Oh. Interesting.
Interesting. Something maybe we could ask our viewers that we could check out the comments later on to see if you stayed for this long. What series are you catching up with all this? With all this,
With all this nothing going on.
yeah, got a lot of nothing. Might as well get something showtime.
I'm gonna get some interesting reactions for this last one, but my copy of Rise of Skywalker is on the way.
Oh, have you watched it before yet?
Well, hey, we did a podcast on it. Remember?
Oh yes. You're asking me to remember like what a month ago? That's asking a lot.
I mean, to be fair, with how the sequel trilogy has been, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't remember it.
With that said, I have occasionally gotten that niche to find some fan videos, and one of them being Duel of the Fates being paired up with certain scenes.
Hmm.
What? He can cover the whole back up? Holy smokes. Golly gee willikers.
Yep, loads of kids.
Ah!
What?
There's a worm thingy and it's after me. It's gonna get me. Something. Something. Yeah, dead. Dead. What? Another worm thing. Stupid worm thing. Why are there always like worm creatures? What's it? What is it with? Who are you people? To reference a true classic. But yeah, I guess I've been wanting to try Adventure Time, but I haven't. Maybe I should do that. You guys tried it ever before?
I've heard some interesting back and forth, interesting back and forths.
Yeah, I've kind of heard that too.
Because when I first heard about it, there was a bit of a because when I first heard about it, it wasn't well received, or at least from the source I got. But then there were some people. But then there were some people that just sort of. But then there were some. But then actual phrase came. But then some more. But then some actual phrase came about. I have a feeling that the random. I have a feeling that the randomness probably has something to do with it.
Uh,
Oh, the stories are hard to follow me, or are not musical, and that can be annoying. If there's a lot of filler, you're like, ugh, get to the main stuff. But yeah. All right. Do you want to close this out? And I give us a little thing on the server and call it good for tonight. It is midnight.
yeah, so it is.
And so it is.
Well, as usual, we had a good time with Gravity Falls. As usual, we had a good time with the Gravity Falls. I had a bit of trouble on the getting the game started, but managed.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some other small things getting up. There's been other small things getting in the way. But hopefully that will be corrected at some point. I'll probably keep asking for. I'll probably keep asking about the situation on the. I'll probably keep asking about the situation on account of the possibility of a reaction tomorrow night.
I'm available like usual.
I was more talking. I was more talking about Nate's situation.
Uh, yeah.
Here's hoping he's back to 100%.
Yep.
But yeah.
Gorgeous. I wish. I had a. I bet. I lost power. I lost.
So we're not going. So hopefully situations will improve, or well, hope. Not sure if we're gonna get in a better situation for tomorrow night, but we'll see. Otherwise,
Irrational at least.
Mhm.
I'm a little excited for next. I'm a little excited for next month because not only are we are because I'll be having us count down the days to my birthday by mostly going through some somewhat obscure little corners of my childhood.
So it is. Huh.
And the capital off here's and the capital off that is if it's does re- that is if release is on schedule at that point.
Yeah, because I've heard mixed things about that. Like a lot of comic shipments are like getting postponed indefinitely, or not shipments, but like the whole new releases thing.
With luck, the digital side should be with luck digital should be on our side.
True.
But yeah, until tomorrow. But yeah, until tomorrow night. Stay safe, stay well. We'll see you then. Take care.
Later.
Bye bye.